Greetings. Welcome to Nephilim. It's the age-old question, isn't it? What is Goth? How do you define Goth? Like everyone else, I'm not even going to try exactly to do that. But there are some aspects that are really important, things that if they're not there, if they're not part of the image or an aspect of an object or a person, without those specific aspects, it's really hard to really call something Goth. The first of these is that it requires, and this comes from our background and ancestry from punks, is that there needs to be a departure from the mainstream. If you don't have a sense of being apart from the mundane world, from the normal people, it's really hard for anything to be taken seriously as being Goth. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm one of the people who's not partial to the new Goth phases. Utilizing or wearing so many items from standard stores that you can walk into any mall and buy, it normalizes Goth. It tries to blend it with the mainstream, which is something of an antithesis and an anathema. So I don't support the new Goth, or hipster Goth, or anything like that. I do actually enjoy quite a bit of the cyber Goth aspects and the industrial, but those things still embrace a lot that brings about a departure from the mainstream. Another aspect that is kind of a requirement for something being Goth rather than just alternative or punk is that it needs to have some aspect of morbidity, of something relating to death, whether that's be mourning jewelry or dark clothing. You pretty much by now have an idea of what we're talking about along those lines. It could also be a dark humor. Actually, a very important and excellent example of that is Voltaire, of course. You know who Voltaire is. He's undeniably Goth and funny as hell. But it's a dark humor that helps define him as Goth. Skulls, bones, either depictions or the actual skulls and bones themselves, of course, are always a great and wonderful addition, something to help give something a Gothic look. Ghosts and ghostly attire, oddity collections, and of course that's not something necessarily that I would expect people to drag around to the clubs with them. They can certainly give a home a lot more of a Gothic touch. Other acts, such as sleeping in a coffin, driving a hearse, excellent Gothic touches. But without that sense of morbidity, without that embracing of the death element, it really can't be called Goth. Again, if you're leaving those aspects behind, at that point you're kind of falling back into simply alternative or punk. You really kind of need those aspects in there. The third thing, and this is a bit more ephemeral, it's not quite something that you can clip on, pin on, sew on, or what have you, but it's a sense of mystery. It's a sense of the unknowable. That's a lot of the reason why Goths became so popular so quickly, is that when the phenomenon began, a lot of science was explaining things, and there weren't many things out there that were left as a mystery or magical anymore. So when we really began taking up those elements, donning the masks of those creatures, and we ourselves became the bump in the night, that really helped epitomize what the Gothic culture was about and has become. Again, if you are spending too much time trying to drag Goth into the mainstream, it's entirely destroying that aspect that is a foundation of what Goth is. Another side of that sense of mystery is insanity and madness, with psychology to this day remaining for the most part a soft science. Embodying those things, utilizing them as part of your image, will definitely make things a lot more Goth. And without those things, without those elements, the morbidity or the death element, the mystery, departure from the mainstream and mundane world, without those things, it really can't be called Goth.